Hello everybody, it's Gloria from Gigi the Crochet Queen. Welcome back to my channel. This is just a short, it's not a tutorial per se, but just someone had asked if I would do a tutorial on the bunnies that I've been making. And it is not my pattern that I've been using. Her name is Heather Corinne Crochets on YouTube, and I use her pattern most of the time. So this is one of the bunnies that I finished, and I'm just going to go over some of the things that I do a little differently from her, and I will insert some of the highlights of the different things that I do. The first thing that I do differently is instead of the traditional way that you crochet, I change it up a little. I've seen a lot of amigurumi crocheters that use, and I think they call it the X stitch. So that is one of the things that is different, and you'll notice. And I prefer to use it because it makes my stitches tighter, and I am typically a loose crocheter, so it works out really well so that when I'm stuffing, you don't see every part of the stuffing. I also add a little tail, and that is done. I got that from one of my books, the Amigurumi Friends. I think that's the title. Let me look really quick. Yes, Amigurumi Friends. And so that is just a magic circle with 4 rounds, and you close up and sew it on. And also the ruffle is another thing from the Amigurumi book, and it is just half double crochet increases, 2 rounds. And I sew it, I tie it in the back, and then I sew it on so it is not removable. I also just did this nose. I went on YouTube and looked for a embroidered nose, and that is what I came up with. And there's lots of different ways to make the nose, but I went with that one because it was the simplest one. And also I changed the bottom of her feet so it is flat instead of pointy. So I'll insert that in as well, because I was making the tutorial, but I said, why reinvent the wheel when the wheel is already there? So just go to Heather Corinne Crochet and follow her tutorial. It's very clear, concise, and you'll be able to make a cute little bunny. So I think those are the only different things that I made on my bunny. And like I said, I will insert how I did the bottom of the feet, and you'll see how I do the X stitch as well. The ruffle and the tail are not in my tutorials. I just went ahead and just added those things. So I hope that you enjoy this short tutorial, little bit about how to make the bunny, and hopefully you'll be able to make one. Again, this is Heather Corinne Crochet's pattern, and it's a very good pattern. So if you are looking to make bunnies for Easter, go over there, and you can also change it up to do it this way. You can also change up the way you do the your crocheting so that you'll have a tighter stitch. But that is it. So just watch what I did differently and go over to Heather Corinne and check out her video. And I want to say thank you to my members for your support. I appreciate it. And for all of my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing and welcome to my channel. And for all of my returning subscribers, welcome and thank you for returning. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the bunny, and if you'll be making them, and what color will you be making your bunny. You want to start with a magic circle, and this is how I do mine. I just wrap it over twice, go under, grab the yarn, and pull it through. Make it chain. And you want to do 6 single crochets into this magic circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put my stitch marker into the last stitch. Some people do it in the first one, but I like to put it in the last stitch. And then you want to take that tail that you have and pull it to close up your circle. And you want to pull it tight. You may have to do it again, but that is okay. Just pull the tail to close the ring. Now you want to do 2 single crochets into each stitch around. I usually crochet over my tail, but with this I don't. I just leave it, and it's a part of the stuffing. So 2 single crochets into each stitch around, and you will have a total of 12 single crochets on round 2. And I will meet you at the end of round 2. I have finished round 2. Going on to round 3, you want to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochets into the next, and that will be your repeat. 1, 2, 2. Not 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. So again, 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 2 single crochets into the next one, and that will give you a total of 18 single crochets. And I will meet you at the end of round 3. I have finished round 3, should have 18 single crochets. Round 4, what I am going to do is do single crochets in each stitch around, but in the back loop only, because I want it to be flat. So again, single crochet into the back loop only on round 4, and you should have a total of 18 stitches when you finish round 4. And I will meet you at the end of round 4. Okay, so now we have finished round 4, and as you can see, the little ribbing there. So when you go up, it'll be more pronounced. Round 5 through 9, you just want to do single crochets around. This is another way. If you go in and grab the yarn, you go over. Doing it that way makes your stitches a little tighter, and it'll give it a different look as well. So if you are not, took me a minute to get used to doing it because your brain has to think. You have to want to go over instead of going in and going over. You're going under. Let me see, am I saying that right? Instead of doing your normal where you go in and grab the yarn and go over, you want to grab the yarn and take it under your hook. But that is not necessary for this. It's just one of the things that I see a lot of crocheters that do amigurumis. And I started doing it this way just to see what the difference was. And for me, it made my project stitches a lot tighter because I do crochet loose. So doing it this way, it makes my stitches a lot tighter. But as I said, you don't have to do it this way. It was just something I thought I would show. So I'll continue to do it this way. So again, you just do single crochets around from round 5 through 9, and I'll meet you at the end of round 9. I have finished my last round, and as you can see, the bottom is flat.